If there's one major lesson you can take away from Togashi's Hunter x Hunter, it's that appearances are deceiving. Be it in how everyone underestimates characters like Gon and Killua because they're children, or how Melody, bless her heart, is deformed in appearance but has an amazing talent underneath her deformities. Though one character who represents this idea perfectly would be the 57-year-old doll, Biscuit Krueger, also known as Bisky. Biscuit Krueger is a Nen master who trained both Gon and Killua during the Greed Island arc, but also the person who taught the person who trained Gon and Killua and Nen in general, that being Wing. She has been a master of the Shingen Ryu since she was 17, meaning she was able to refine her own Nen for over 40 years. Along with this, she has a desire to find diamonds in the rough as she is a 2-star treasure hunter, which makes Biscuit one of the strongest people in the Hunters Association. At least when she goes all out, that is. Though, before we can get too into that, we should actually understand the meaning behind her name first. Biscuit Krueger is actually a pretty interesting name. First, you would assume that it is a direct reference to the food product, be it the bread or the cookie. But this is actually only part of her name. Where Biscuit's name originates from is Besk dolls, a type of doll that was made popular in the 1800s to the early 1900s, specifically in areas like Germany and France. These dolls were known to be made of unglazed white porcelain, and the method that was used to create them was later referred to as biscuit pottery. This connection to these biscuit dolls is seen both in the cover of volume 15 of Hunter x Hunter, the volume in which Biscuit becomes a prominent character, and in the original 1999 run of Hunter x Hunter's anime, in which Killua mistakes Biscuit for a doll at first. And then you have her last name, which also plays into these dolls. First, because Krueger is a German surname, and biscuit pottery originated in and around Germany. Though the meaning of the name Krueger comes from the word Krueger, which in High German means potter or a person who does pottery, meaning that Biscuit's full name is Biscuit Pottery. Though there is a second interpretation of the word potter that comes from Krueger, and that is tavern owner in Low German, which is a job reserved for mostly adults, which slightly hints at Biscuit's natural form. There's also a second interpretation of Krueger's potter's origin, this being that the word potter is based off of the word putter, which means to occupy oneself in a desultory and pleasant manner, which can be a reference to both Biscuit's training methods and how they were designed, but also her conscious choice to live in a significantly weaker state because she finds the form more pleasant or attractive to live in. Though if something does go all the way back to our original understanding of her name, that being the pastry or the cookie, it would be her Nen ability. Biscuit's Nen ability is called Magical Eccentrist or Magical Spa Service, which takes the form of a young masseuse named Cookie, whose name is a direct callback to Biscuit's name, given that the European biscuit is a cookie. Now, the massage that Cookie gives combines together Nen-based lotion and masseuse techniques, which relieve both fatigue, along with being a perfect fat burner, muscle tension remover, and perfect for relieving any training-related stress. Also, the type of massage that Cookie performs does have different effects. You can see this both in the basic spa treatment, which is used for just general fatigue recovery, but then you have her piano massage, which is said to give the recipient the equivalent of 8 hours of sleep in 30 minutes. These massages are made possible by Biscuit combining together her emission, manipulation, and transmutation Nen. Now, this kind of Nen ability is likely based on the massage techniques invented in Asian countries designed to increase someone's chi flow. Now, the chi massages would help relieve stress in built-up areas, and this stress would be what was blocking your chi, or your life energy, the thing that Nen is based off of, from flowing throughout your body efficiently. Along with this, it's likely based off of Biscuit's love and desire for all things beautiful, as she would create Cookie to be her own personal masseuse for on-the-go massage needs. Because given Biscuit's just overall talent in Nen alone, she really didn't need some sort of offensive Hatsu ability. Now, the way that these massages are achieved is first by Biscuit emitting Cookie the masseuse. Then she transmutates her Nen into oil used specifically for the massage, and finally from there uses the manipulator Nen to restore who's ever receiving the massage through the oil. And this all happens simultaneously and effortlessly on Biscuit's part, showing Biscuit's strong grasp on her own Nen. And as I see it, Biscuit's Nen chart would read 100% transmutation, 80% enhancer, 60% emission, 40% manipulation, 0% specialist, and 80% conjuration. And these are actually max stats for someone who would be born in the transmutation category of Nen. And the reason I believe Biscuit would have such high stats in all these Nen categories comes from a few places. First being that she was statted 4 out of 5 in Nen ability in the official Hunter x Hunter stat book, same as Morel. Next, you have the fact that she has over 40 years of training under her belt. But it was no ordinary training. This training was done with a method she helped develop over those years, which combined together a multitude of advanced Nen techniques to help one focus on training one specific Nen category without ignoring the other ones.
You can train exclusively in your own category. In the case of an enhancer, you'll focus on your enhancer skills while training in transmuter and emitter abilities equally. That'll help you master your own category faster.
It also helps support her credibility as a Nen Master by the fact that all the training exercises that she demonstrates, she does so by hand. So it's fair to assume that Biscuit knows all there is to know about Nen, besides specific Hatsu abilities which are unnatural to her, like teleportation, or specifically Nen beasts like the Guardian Spirit Beast, which aren't seen by anyone outside of a specific group of people. The other thing that Biscuit doesn't really know is how she managed to obtain something that she's always wanted, her young form. You see, the Biscuit design that we see throughout most of Hunter x Hunter isn't her natural form. The way she achieves this is by super condensing her body down into a much younger and much less muscular physique. Though by doing this, Biscuit reduces her physical abilities greatly, specifically physical strength. Though she doesn't really need to worry about this because it's not like she's stuck in her condensed form. She can return to her regular form at any time, though she does hate doing it. Not because it hurts physically, but because it hurts mentally. Because she hates it. Because she finds it really ugly. Now, the reason that she likely obtained this form is due to both her love for all things cute and rare in the world and her Nen, as she is a 2-star treasure hunter, someone so dedicated in hunting treasure that she would go all the way out to Greed Island specifically to get her hands on a rare gem. But also we see in her inner monologue that she constantly desires to polish all those diamonds in the rough to make them shine as bright as they can. These ideals blend together with the human ability to naturally reshape the world if they so will it enough, shown in other characters like Gon. All these things combine together to help Biscuit achieve her goal, and this means that it's likely that Biscuit's young form is due to a combination of her Hatsu spa treatments and massages, but also her strong desire to be as cute as the things that she hunts. And little by little, she actually changed her physical self, which likely means that gradual changes over time, unlike Gon's instantaneous one, is the reason that she also didn't ruin her body like Gon did. Another reason for Biscuit to have these multiple forms is to be a thematic reference to Togashi's earlier work, as Biscuit is the Hunter x Hunter story equivalent of Genkai from Yu Yu Hakusho, as she not only acts as a mentor for the heroes, much like Genkai did for Yusuke, but also the relationship between Biscuit and Killua is almost a one-for-one reimagining of the dynamic between Genkai and Yusuke.
But look! That gorilla. I mean, the old hag's massage must have worked.
Listen up. If you tell anyone what happened yesterday, I'll make your face 3 times worse. You got it?
Totaled! Are you happy now, Grandma?
I can never tell what's worse, your aim or your pride in it.
Give me a break! That was the perfectest shot there is! Why don't you show this young whippersnapper how it was done in the olden days?
Gladly, you patronizing jackass.
Biscuit also returns to her peak form when she needs to harness great energy, much like when Genkai returns to her youthful form when firing the spirit gun. We see this when Biscuit returns to her muscular form to knock out Bara. And speaking of the spirit gun, this is referenced both in the fact that Biscuit is able to use a spirit gun-esque ability when she fires Nen aura from her hand, but also when training Gon and Killua in a mission, she strikes a similar pose to that of the spirit gun. Yet the only difference between the two is that Biscuit maintains her transformation, where Genkai just maintains her normal form. Though the reason for this is that Biscuit absolutely loves her cute form, so much so that she is willing to take the complete loss in power just to keep it, as it allows her to both manipulate others by using her cutesy attitude, but also lure people into lowering their defenses because she's just a little girl. What's she gonna do? Though after years of being arguably less than cute, and I say arguably because, please madam, crush my head like a fucking watermelon with those thighs, have left Biscuit very vulnerable to compliments, as when Kurapika needs to convince her to join him, he doesn't do so by talking up her talents, but by talking up how cute she was, basically turning her into putty in his hands. This is especially true if the person giving the compliments is handsome as well. Biscuit is just one of my favorite characters from Hunter x Hunter in general, as without her, Gon and Killua may never have gotten nearly as strong as they did, as fast as they did, the both times that she helped them, and I'm really excited to see what she does during the successor arc. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like it in the future, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/MannyNotTheBadGuy. And if you want to have your head crushed in like a fucking watermelon, well, you can head on over to Funimation.com/show/Shimonetta, boring world with contrary jokes doesn't exist, buy yourself a copy of Shimonetta, and you'll experience that great